Hello, welcome to Stampy's lovely world. Not quite. Hello. I'm a little bit sick, just to preface, in case I sound a little bit odd. But I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to make a little world tour before the end of the year. But this doesn't really seem like a good place to start, does it? It's my base. It is technically a server. So, I should probably start at the spawn. Right, yeah, this seems a little bit better of a starting point. This is the world spawn for the whole server, uh, of which I'm the only person on most of the time. Look at that. I built a nice little sign, kind of reminiscent of the old tutorial worlds on console edition. It's even spawn house. This house is courtesy of a former friend that no longer really plays on the server, but this was his house slash hotel, so I figured I'd fix it up and use it, for what it was intended for, being a little starting point for people. I've got little tutorials for everyone, a little chest, a little looter chest, so that people can get some food, friends and foes, farmer's delight, which squid ink pasta is pretty much the only thing I ever eat. It's just so easy to get and so useful. Obviously, Aether. You gotta have the Aether. It's a classic. And since it's almost Christmas, as of recording, I'm not sure if it'll be out by Christmas, but you got a nice little Christmas tree. Of course, little banners here, show off some of the areas. But look at this! Wow, very pretty. Down here, I think that used to be a small aquarium, if I'm not mistaken, but that was before the world got slightly corrupted, and I had to do a little bit of recovery work, and I just haven't bothered rebuilding it. But the thing that I'm most proud of, oh yeah, we have Inmus backpacks. I'm probably gonna talk about mods as we encounter them, just because it's easier that way. But this train station, and these rails are what I've been spending most of my time on recently. It's not completed, obviously, there's no roof, and this is just the platforms. But over here, we have possibly one of my favorite client-side mods ever. It's signed paintings. It's so good. You can just paste in any link with the signs, and you get, wow, in-game. But this is going to show us all the locations around the server that are of importance right now. So we started at the spawn house. We're currently at the spawn station. And you know what? Yeah, so best place to go to would probably be my base. And then we can kind of loop around here, go to the stronghold, go to Snowcap area, and then we can come back and show off the actual downtown spawn area. I think that sounds good. So, I'm going to try to do minimal cuts around the rails, just to show how much iron I've spent on these things. Obviously, if I start hacking up a lung because I'm still sick, I'm gonna have to cut or mute. Wow, look at that parking lot. But I still want to show off how much work I did on these rails, because it's so much. I spent so much time on these things. And also, right, I should probably mention my tools, my hotbar. These are my tools from my mod Smithery, which I made. Very proud of. We got Big Choppa, a Netherite Matic, Twitch Prime, and of course, which is my Diamond Hammer, and Hotshot, which not modded, but got my backpack, all this good stuff. But right here, right off of my personal train station that I built, is my museum. Got a little monument, because we used to have Herobrine on the server. A couple heads here from one of my friends that doesn't play. A lot of people don't play anymore. Flags. This is still my banner. Hasn't changed. Spawn banner's changed a little bit. Originally, it was just kind of a circle because it was supposed to represent the original train station, which was just like a weird circular tower. But then I figured it looks a little bit nicer with the funky flower pattern. And of course, you gotta have the dragon egg. You gotta have this on display. I mean, why not? There's nothing upstairs. I'm not even gonna bother going up there because there's just so much to look at. Trackside Inn, very nice, little cozy quarters. Map room, though. This has a map of pretty much everything within a reasonable distance of spawn. I couldn't get some of the things just because some things are just built way too far away to add on the map. Yeah, right here we are. You are here. And of course I've got my own copy of the rail map. Which, by the way, that rail map, I gotta keep that updated, man. I spent, I don't remember how long I spent trying to get this just right. But I always update it anytime I update the rails, which is frequently. I think there's like 7 iterations of it now. Beautiful little plane. Beautiful Boeing 737 MAX. Which is a reference to the planes that kept falling apart in the sky. Those specific planes, when that was a thing and that was happening. And these iron grates, these grates are beautiful. I know they are my texturing, but I like them. They're pretty. I like what I did. I'm proud of it, okay? Oh, actually, we can get a good view of my weird tower house. I got a villager house that I stole with a church spire on it, and this is actually the original house, right here. This little jungle house here was the original, and then the idea was just to keep adding on to it. Hold on, I don't take full damage. I got the sentry boots from the Aether. Yeah. I guess this is the best place to start. This is Nacho. Hello, Nacho. Since this is the original entrance. But really, the way that I build, there's not really a true beginning or end. This is my beautiful kitchen. Yummers. Got my cooking pot set up ready to make more squid ink pasta in case I ever need it. And coffee pot. Down here, my little milk shed for my cows. Hello. You're a little bit big. The big cow was originally also in the spawn house, but I decided to take it back home because he kept wandering into the Aether. This is my to-do list. I got a lot to do. A lot. Got these beautiful drawers. I think they're called crates. Yes, they're crates. They're from Basic Storage, which possibly one of my favorite bulk storage mods right now. Because it's just so simple. It's so simple, but it works so well. It's very, very nice to use, very intuitive. My armor stand, which had Gravitite gloves on it, but Aether has a bug where the gloves just keep disappearing. I can get a beautiful view of the sunset from here. Just over my weird pyramid. Yeah, this door doesn't actually lead to anything. This is just there to be there. Got my beautiful little storage room. Plenty of chests to expand in case more items are added. I like this little pattern that I did on the floor. I don't remember what I was going for. I think I just wanted to do a funky pattern with a crafting table in the middle. Yeah, got all my shinies, got all my raw shinies. Running a little low on diamonds there. I should probably get some more. All this pretty well organized. Don't worry about that building yet. Nice little rat. It's me. This waterfall, I mean, it's obviously inspired by the Stampy house, you know? You can't build a big wooden house like this and just keep expanding it like crazy. I like this bay window. And not have, like, some Stampy inspiration. This door also leads like right back out to here. As I said, there's no true beginning or end. It just kind of goes on. Got these little cute little golden bars. The golden bars, I'm not too sold on the texture. I could probably do a little bit better, but I still need to do the texture for more of the bars and grates and stuff. This hallway will eventually lead to like physical storage, because I kind of want to have some like my diamond ores and stuff like physically placed out in the world instead of sitting in a chest, because I think that'd be cool. And also these lights, hold on, let me turn on shaders. I have a very specific shader pack that this works well with, just colored lighting. Let's see if it'll load. Let's see if it'll break anything, rather. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Very purple. If you couldn't tell, purple is my favorite color. I think this is technically magenta, but it's just a nicer... It makes a nicer purple light. I don't know if you can even see it very well on video. I might have to increase the brightness. But yeah, I think the colored lighting alongside the physical ore storage is gonna go pretty well together. And over here, this was originally a sugarcane farm, because I had an automated pie facility, but that was built back in 1.19 when we had a separate mod for auto crafting, and everything just kind of broke after that. That's what happens when you play with mods. This is Taco. Hello, Taco. This horse has, let me see. Yeah. 14.123 speed. So almost maxed out, but I didn't really feel like going any higher than that. Because just, it's close enough, you know? This was the pie factory. This was, I think the roof was, or most of this design was me, but the roof, I got assistance from someone else, which has a base, or had a base just over there, which we will see soon. Yeah, this was, I mean, I think this was carpet auto crafting. So we had, so basically you would put the recipe in the dropper here, and it would pull ingredients from the barrel behind it, and the crafting table on top of it would like tell it that it's a crafting dropper, and then it would output them into here. And I'd made a data pack to, add custom pies, because I think I didn't really want to install a bunch of client-side mods yet, because I didn't know how to make a good mod pack at the time. Because now we have the official Black Tree Survival mod pack, which you can download on CurseForge, and very soon download on Modrinth, because I am fed up with CurseForge. But the Modrinth download won't be until the 2.0 update, which is coming out spring, as long as Mojang releases 26.1 on schedule. Nice little back alley area here. This is a hide and seek place. So if you pull this lever here, it is going to close these doors, and it's going to keep them closed for 1 minute. I think I timed it out to 1 minute. So the plan was that I wanted to build little hide and seek places around the server. So like as settlements and players' bases developed, we could play hide and seek in them. We haven't done that yet. Mostly because it's just me and like one other person that occasionally hops on at the moment. But, you know, it's nice to have, just for the rare 2-week Minecraft phase where everyone hops on. This building here, this was the chicken building. Very odd, but this is where I had chickens. I think this place right here, this little coop here, had hopper minecarts running below it. So it would send the eggs out from there into the pie factory. Actually, you know what? I can go down this little manhole here and show you. This kind of goes out from the sugarcane factory where it would craft into sugar. Run all the way up in here, In fact, I could probably salvage some of these rails now. These aren't seeing use anymore. This was the underside of the pie factory, so it would run the sugar and everything out in here. And you know what? I can sneak out through here. I love a good labyrinth base. I don't know, every time I play Minecraft, like every world I've ever played in, I've had some sort of labyrinth type base. Because I just enjoy it. I just enjoy getting lost at my own pace. Like, if you don't know, you're gonna get lost. It's fun. This was a drugstore. It was kind of based off of a drugstore from my hometown. I don't know. I think I was kind of going through it when I built this. This is a little cocoa bean place. I didn't have this automated. I think this was one of the last things that was still manual about the pie factory. At least before we updated to 1.20. Because this world was made in 1.19. This is my not Stampy Love Garden. Because I didn't feel like placing signs everywhere. Because that would have been just... Listen, MSPT in this area is already at 8.2, alright? Sometimes at like 10. Depending on how bad the server's feeling. And I really don't want to lag out the server too much. We got the 100 follower garden of love. Because of course... Poppies and dandelions only, because those are the classics. Actually, Sniffers over here have gotten me a pitcher pod. Thank you, Sniffers. Let's see if I can find them all. Oh, they're all in the corner here. We got Sneef, we got Snorf, and we got... getting body blocked here. Sneef, Snorf, and... Where's the third one? Oh, you're up here. Sniffle. Sneef and Snorf were the originals, and then Sniffle was their baby. And honestly, 3 Sniffers is enough for me. Like, I don't use pitcher pods that often, and I don't really care for the look of torch flowers that much, so... I just kinda... You can see, you could see the base over there. And you can also see this very pretty, tough support that I built for the railway. Oh, love it. I just love rails. I love transit. I don't know, it's just, it scratches that itch, you know? This is Glue. This is Taco's parent, one of Taco's parents. I tried to minimize the number of horses I had, so I only kept the 2 fastest horses. So Glue is the second fastest horse I have. The rest are up in horsey heaven. Again, because I don't want to lag out the server. This here, so much brick, but I love brick, especially with the Vanilla Tweaks variated brick textures. Ooh, beautiful. Nice little billboard here, which I sort of planned out in creative, sort of didn't. I had to plan out the text, obviously, because it's kind of funky looking at this scale. But it's still readable vaguely, Plaza Transit. And then I built a little train on top, some gears, I think they're supposed to be. I wanted kind of a diesel punky style. So over time, I want to sort of replace all the greenery that I can in this area with more like grays and things. Because I want to go like full diesel punk. I don't know, it's just kind of fun. I've never built diesel punk before. Yeah, this is my clay factory. Because I use so many bricks. Especially after getting the variated bricks. I go through so many bricks, man. And in fact, I think I can go up to... I built a little shed on top. Because I was using an inspiration picture for this. I can't remember what the inspiration picture was. I might see if I can find it. If I can't, oh well. But up top here, we got a little shed. Maybe there's a little custodian or something that lives up here. Someone like that. You know, a lovely view of my base. Wow, look at that. It's very... It fits my skin. It's very rat-like. I mean, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's labyrinthy. It's rat-like. And that's how I like it. Okay, these don't work properly. I'm gonna have to... These don't work as intended. Hold on, gotta sleep. Don't want monsters spawning. And you know what? Got my special boots on. I don't take fall damage. There we go. I got these from the bronze dungeon in the Aether. I had to kill Slider a few times to get them. Because they're not a guaranteed drop. Fun fact. Sentry boots are not a guaranteed drop from the bronze dungeon in the Aether. You gotta go through a few times. But yeah, this is pretty much my area. I don't really go this far very often. This was kind of a weird spot. This is, I don't know. I'm not sure what I was doing down here. I think it was kind of my attempt at light role-playing, sort of. I've got this little guy, which I originally used to get snow, but I've got a better snow thing up there. I do have an ice farm here, which ice stone from the Aether, of course. I mean, the Aether is terrible at integrating with the rest of the mod pack. It's absolutely terrible for making like a cohesive experience, but there's so many useful tools and utilities that you can get from there. It's just so nice. And I'm gonna really try my best for chapter 2 of the official Black Tree Survival mod pack launching this spring as long as Mojang releases their update on schedule. I'm gonna really try my best to integrate everything better. This is where I get my snow now. And this was my old ice farm, which, I kept accidentally mining through the obsidian with my worm steel pick. So I had to make that a little bit bigger. This is my weird little portal shed. Hold on, let me go down here. There we go. Weird little portal room. I kind of like it. I kind of like the gradient. I'm not sure what I was doing making it go so far down. I like the idea here where I'm kind of harvesting energy from the nether. I wish I had carried that over a little more into some of my builds, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to keep going with the nether energy idea that I've got going down here and just integrate this room a little bit better with the rest of my base, or if I just want to scrap it and go full, like, refining resources from the overworld. Because I do want a little bit of light lore for the base, just for, you know, for the fun of it. Of course, can't forget my stone farm, because I don't get enough stone freaking doing these mega construction projects where I dig out massive areas. My lighthouse there. Wait a minute, speaking of digging out massive areas, my mushroom farm. Not a big deal. I'm getting distracted. I'm prone to getting distracted. Don't let me forget that I mentioned digging out massive areas. I want to go to the pyramid. This is my taco truck, which I originally built on the Streamer City Minecraft server with Zake and Jaco and all those other streamers. Which I didn't really stream on too much myself, but I did play on it a lot. So I ended up bringing it over here, and of course, adding a little bit of modded flair on the inside with the gold chains. Gold chains being from Smithery, and the connectability from the Connected Chains mod. All the mods that we have in the mod pack are just so nice. Got these little fishing docks here, little fishing house, which I originally had an Enderman in here. But he died when I had to recover the world from corruption one time. Yeah. I think around 2023, the world got corrupted. Sorry, I'm stopping. I always stop to speak. The world got corrupted, and we couldn't play on it for the longest time until I randomly found some unnamed backup deep in my files, just not organized. And I ended up clearing all entities and copying and pasting any chunks that had builds in them. Like manually going through and copying and pasting chunks, which was a process, but it was nice to get it back. And also, yes, my room does look like a boat. I built it to look like a boat. I thought it'd be kind of quirky, kind of fun. It looked like a boat, so I made it look more like a boat. This is my coffee farm. This is where I get coffee and carrots and stuff. Up here, I originally used to have a cellar underneath my kitchen. This is my kitchen floor right here. But, the spaghetti is because the kitchen sink, whenever I take water out of it, I can press a button and auto-replenish the water. Just so I don't have to have like a big, ugly, infinite water source up in my kitchen, I could just take it out of the sink with a bucket and then press a button and it'll take from a water source down in the cellar. But this is why I wanted to show off my pyramid. This ridiculous project. I just wanted to dig, man. I didn't really have much of a plan here, except for the fact that I wanted to build sort of an Aztec-style pyramid on the surface, and then just have it keep going down. But then I realized that these 4 chunks here, 2x2 chunks, and that chunk over there, you can see it falling, these are all slime chunks. So you can see all the slimes popping up. I don't have a collection system for now, so they just kind of shoot up and then immediately fall back down. But these are all slime chunks. And the glares are from friends and foes. Which, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep friends and foes, honestly. Like, now that the copper golem's being added, well, I guess it already has been added, but we're still on 1.21.1, because the minor version updates aren't minor version updates anymore, thanks Mojang. It's really annoying for us modders, but yeah, we're still on 21.1, so eventually, whenever we update to get the copper golems and everything, that's kind of like the only useful thing from Friends and Foes. I guess the Rascal is cool, but the Rascal kind of just fills up your inventory with bundles. It's not super useful. But now that my brain is on Rascal and bundles, I should take the rails, because I think I'm pretty much done showing off my base here. I should take the rails and go over to the stronghold, and after that, the mountains. God, I love those chimneys. Wait a minute. Almost forgot this little base here. I don't have to go down. There's really nothing to show inside of it. It's mostly just like an empty husk, but this was, there used to be a lot more trees around here before I built the walls and cleared them out for safety. But, yeah, there's that. Weird little base from a weird little guy. He was a good builder, but kind of odd. But anyway, I of course also have an expressway to get straight from the stronghold to the spawn, but we can take that going back towards spawn. But for now, I'm gonna stay on this. And I love these curvy tracks too. I've been meaning to do this kind of tracks more. Oh, you can see the expressway there. I've been meaning to do these kind of tracks more, where they're not just like a straight shot. Because straight shot tracks are faster, but they're boring, you know? Like, you're riding on the tracks, you're not pressing any buttons, you're not doing anything. So it's just kind of boring. It gets old. You know, when you're just kind of moving in a straight line. And sure, there can be things to look at, but as we'll see on some future tracks later, that only lasts so long. So I would really like to tear up some of the straightaway tracks and do some more kind of stuff like this. Maybe not on all the expressways, but you know, oh, well, I've been meaning to go down anyway. I had to build 2 lanes here because this is a very well-traveled rail and people kept bumping into each other. So I didn't want that to happen. It's almost night, so I gotta sleep. I gotta sleep. Is there a bed in here? Yes, there is. Come on, come on. It's almost nighttime. Come on, the sun's basically down. Yeah, we've also got a mod. The best way I can show this really would be through, what is it called? It's called Zombie Awareness. This one is another one that's probably not gonna keep, just because it creates a little bit of TPS issues occasionally. See, 3.8 MSPT when we're in an empty area. Like, my base has double the MSPT than just areas like this, which is kind of an issue already. Even when I'm like running around having a bunch of chunks loaded, it's only 4. Which MSPT is milliseconds per tick. And you obviously, since the TPS ticks per second has to be 20 to maintain Minecraft's stable gameplay, stable-ish for Minecraft, you want the MSPT to always be below 50. So while having MSPT of 8, standing still in your own base doesn't seem like a lot, it's still like while you're standing still in a base, fuck you. Back in 2022, wow. I made 3 signs, troll. Back in August 2022. I think this was probably a few months after the server started. I think I started the server, no, it would have only been a couple months after the server. Because I started this, I think, on my birthday, which is in June. Hi, 2025, wow. October. Let me jump into the portal so I can quickly get back up to the surface here. This stupid bridge. Here, take an air cloud. Yeah, I had to come in here and re-defeat the dragon and purge a few chunks. Just because, God, I can't remember. I can't remember if the corruption destroyed our dragon fight. I think I fought the wither down here. I can't remember if the corruption broke our dragon fight, or if it was just because I wanted Quicksilver to start spawning in the end, which Quicksilver is also from Smithery. It spawns in the end. It's how you make worm steel. By the way, I'm using EMI to search up recipes. EMI alongside JEI, because EMI is just, it feels so much nicer. Yeah, smithing, get worm steel onto diamond or ruby, which I might end up removing ruby, not removing ruby, but removing its generation in the future. Because right now it's just diamonds. It's just red diamonds. And there's really not a point to keeping it. I mean, I'll probably keep it just so like legacy worlds don't break. And the block is very pretty. Let me show you the block. I keep getting distracted, but whatever. The block is very pretty. It's very ornate. And ruby was like one of the first items I had at Smithery. Ruby along with Morkite, which later became Quicksilver. But it's just, I can't think of a good way to make it original, so I'm just gonna remove it from world generation. Snowcap. I'm still working on this rail line, so it's gonna be a tiny bit of running until we can catch up to the rail. This did originally join up to the Spawn Expressway, or I guess Chorus Highway is the official name. But that was back when Chorus Highway was up at this level, and it was just like a straightaway road. And it only had 1 lane, so that was an issue. So I had to tear it up and redo the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to also tear up this, at least part of this, so I can relink it to the highway. Snowcap. It may not look like there's a whole lot here. That's because there's not. There's not a whole lot down at the train stop. But let me eat a little bit so I can get that nourishment. 5 more minutes of not having to eat. Yay. I love Farmer's Delight. Farmer's Delight is so good. Hello. Hold on. There. Sorry. Uh, my friend, my buddy who builds the base here, he keeps complaining that there's not enough pillager patrols, because he actually likes patrol spawning for some reason. Um, so I feel like every time I come around here and I see some pillagers spawn in, I gotta take a picture and send it to him. Hey, sheep. Oh. Oh, that was okay. Sure. Anyway, here it is. Here's the bunker. Yeah. This belongs to a friend who makes some very, very occasional but very good quality gaming highlights on YouTube. They're very rare, but I think very good. And that's not just because I'm in some of them. They're just very well made. Man, oh, this glass isn't finished still. I gave him a Waffle House chocolate pancakes. He's got a head collection here. Ooh, one of the rare heads. Very nice. Yeah, here it is though. Here's the beautiful bunker. Probably shouldn't probably shouldn't show that wanted poster in close detail. Yeah, God, he's been expanding this. It's been worked on pretty much since the server started, on and off. And I think since I added hammers to the game, progress has gone a lot faster. Because I think originally he was just working with like stone tools. But anyway, that's the bunker. And you know what? I don't like using Elytra, but just for the sake of getting down quickly and the video and stuff, there it is. We look like Superman because my Elytra is invisible. Yeah, I also can't access my backpack while I'm in flight. You can see the second lane. This took me a little while. Not too long, actually, since I already had most of the rails. Yeah, I don't have an iron farm, by the way. I don't like building big farms. I feel like they kind of take away some of the fun for me. I enjoy the grind. Like, I just like when I'm like, oh, darn it, I've run out of rails again. Guess I gotta go tear down a mountain so I can get enough iron to continue building them. And I've also, you saw that there where we slowed down. I've also put in a few, oh, thank you, Bobby. Shut up. I've also put in a few of these little switch tracks here. So that way, if somebody happens to hop onto the rail, like midway through or something, and they're going the wrong way accidentally, it'll automatically switch them over. Just because, you know, oh, creeper farm, there it is. Doesn't work very well anymore, but, you know. The zombie awareness mod makes the creepers a little too smart for it. Which, that is a nice feature of the zombie awareness mod, but, I like that they get a little bit smarter, but it does make a little bit more lag. Oh yeah, the lobby's not done. I have barely even started on the area for the lobby of the train station. But I've got a little outline in dirt here. You can kind of see what I'm going for. Hold on. Let me sleep. Gotta maintain TPS. Anyway. What I'm gonna go for here is, I'm not sure if it's tall enough. I think it'll be tall enough. I think I'm also gonna replace those stone stairs with like deep slates so I can make it look like an escalator. But I kind of want to make it so like so at the valley of the arches here, I'm gonna fill it with gravel. So it's like rail ballast, you know, so like the rails are all on one level plane. And then at the peaks of the arches, I'm gonna use glass, so there's like skylights running along it. And then I think the lobby's probably gonna go all the way out to here-ish. Because the lobby's gonna be a little bit lower than this. maybe a couple blocks lower. And then I'm gonna have another set of escalators. Well, escalators in quotes. Um, they're just deep slate stairs. I'm gonna have them go up into like another sort of stone patio area so that I can get a nice view of the tree here, which this tree, this let me get a good view of it from back here. This was my first organic build, and you can tell it's not the greatest. And it also is really thick for some reason. I'm not sure why. But you can like you can see where I use like the World Edit Sphere brush to just build this thing up. Because Axiom didn't exist at the time. And I didn't even really know how to use World Edit that well. So I just kind of... And I didn't roll it into the server. I used it in a creative copy. And then I used, which you probably saw. How do I... Okay, what's the key combination? Here we go. That's Malolab. One of those keys opens up Lightmatica, which I try not to use too much. I try not to pre-plan too much in creative. I think it's more fun if I just kind of wing it in survival. But with stuff like the tree, you know, you kind of have to pre-plan that. Yeah, here, this was probably technically the first commercial building in spawn area out of apple pie. Why is there an ominous bottle in here? Chocolate pie, still got a ton of those. Oh, lovely. One torch for a stack of pumpkin pies. Well, I was planning on closing it down anyway. Got a quest board here. Decorate along rail lines long term. Make the tree look better. Yeah, definitely. Start a cowboy town somewhere. There is a mesa, I think, somewhere really far in that direction. Sort of past that campsite there. And I want to start like a... Oh, hello. I want to start a town called like Deadwood. Because I want everything to be kind of tree themed because the black tree. There's a Herobrine forest. That's from when Herobrine was here. We don't have many more. Because From the Fog was... I'm not sure, but I suspect it was part of some of the issues with server corruption. I'm not blaming From the Fog. It's a very well-made mod and data pack. This is Twilight Forest portal. We don't have Twilight Forest, but I built the portal here anyway. From the Fog it's very well made, but I suspect just the way that they had to go about making the data pack probably contributed to some of the lag that we were having issues with pre-corruption. I also made this. This is the arena, which will be done soon, maybe. Real shit. Which, I mean, the inside, the actual arena part is, I think, finished. It's a little small, but I think it's finished. I'm not sure. This isn't my build. But yeah, here's the parking lot. Let me open my map. You can see the parking lot here. Yeah, I think one of my friends said on stream a parking lot would look great here. And I just decided to roll with it. So I built a parking lot. And the idea is to just like keep building cars all around here. These are supposed to be stripped. Yeah, this was the parking lot I spent a couple streams on and a couple off-camera hours. This is supposed to be the company cruiser from Lethal Company. Very gray, but I like it. It's kind of nice. I think they did a good job with it. I'm not sure what the minecart on top is supposed to be. Maybe it's because of like... Maybe it's because you can just set scrap on top and it'll stay there or something. I don't know. I built this truck though. Gay truck. I don't know. I was running out of ideas for license plates. You gotta have the bed of the truck here. And the grill is an iron grate, which I really like. This is my post office. Gotta have a post office. Every town needs a post office. You got outgoing mail. Got my post office box. Nothing in there. Sand. Got a counter. Got the storage for like donkey or mule or whatever you want to use for shipping the mail around. There's also a second story up there, but it doesn't have anything in it yet. I'm kind of waiting for when we update so I can put like copper golems up there to sort through mail. I think that would be really fun. And I also need to make this road wider. I want to make it a strode. Originally, I used like bamboo stairs for the lines here, but they were a little too wide. Took up a little too much space. But also, I think I might add like 2 more lanes to it. Just go full Houston, Texas. Make it a strode. And we've also got a little canal running through here. Because whenever I build on top of a waterway, I want to try my absolute best to leave space for boats. I don't ever want to cut off boats. I wonder if anyone's bought any melon pops. Ooh, one stack. Cool. Took a melon juice too. Let's gamble. Nope. Not today. This is the redstone for the gambling machine, by the way. This is the lottery. Basically, whenever something goes into this barrel, it sorts out into spurs to make sure you get spurs, which are from Smithery, obviously. So spurs will sort out into here, and once they go through, it'll trigger a dropper here, which there's a 1 in 8 chance that it triggers another dropper, and a 1 in 8 chance that it goes down here. So I think that's like 1 in 8. That's 1 in 8. I think that's like 1 in 64 chance. So it's not too bad. Still kind of rare though. So that'll trigger all this. And then the dropper it'll turn on a clock here to have all the spurs spit out of the dropper. And this torch is just here to lock up this hopper here. 7 whole spurs, damn. It's just locking the hopper so that the dropper can't get anything, because I think the dropper is an auto fire. Yes, it is. It's an auto fire dropper. And then once that hopper's empty, it'll just relock everything. And I don't have a way here. Probably. Let's just break that. Go to sleep. Yeah. I can't remember if I already said it or not, but the general idea with the parking lot is over time, I want to fill it with cars so that I don't have to have torches anywhere. So I want the entire parking lot to be lit solely by the headlights of cars. Because I think that'll be kind of fun. That'd be kind of cool. Mugus. We of course have a bus here coming in from Streamer City. I think I went through and set the spawns of everyone that I whitelisted from Streamer City inside the bus. So their first time spawning in will be inside the bus, and then after that they'll go back in world spawn. Thanks to Carpet Mod. License plate, very creative. I know I'm kind of just going in circles, but I don't know. I'm not playing anything. Here, yeah, you can see I've still got bamboo stairs here for the road markings, because I think they work a little bit better on these skinnier roads. Another small parking lot, because you gotta have a parking lot for the portal house, which this was originally. Oh, it's even got an out-of-date map. Wow. You can see the last map. This was originally the train station, which if we go up here, you can still see the rails passing through. You still got signs here. Black Tree Pass East, Black Tree Pass West, Babylon Highway, which we will go on eventually. But first, We must go into the Aether. Because the Aether has even more parking lots. Okay, you things are ridiculous. These frickin' clouds are everywhere. They were so annoying before I got sentry boots too, because they would just keep blowing you around. Yeah, we built a Walmart. It's just, I don't know. I can't remember who, when they first went into the Aether, they put up a sign that said like future site of Walmart. And of course, you know, my brain was still on building parking lots, so I figured, why not? Why not industrialize and colonize the Aether? That's what we did. We spent a little while kind of clearing this out, building up the walls, all that good stuff. Still got some crates here with all the building materials for it. I think that silver dungeon still has the Valkyrie Queen in it. Eat again. Excuse me. I need glowstone. Thank you. Let's see. I know there's a bronze dungeon down here. Is it right down here? Yes. Here's a bronze dungeon. This is, I think, the dungeon that I got my boots from. No, this was one of the dungeons that I was disappointed I didn't get boots from. And I also have the Japified Aether resource pack. It's a really nice resource pack. Well, let me show all the resource packs I have. Japified Aether, Variated Blocks, Glass Pane Culling, and Connected Textures from Continuity. Japified Aether, I found it on Modrinth, and the MOA textures were broken. So I had to delete those. But, other than that, very nice resource pack. Can't remember who made it, but it's very good. I like it very much. It's so much nicer than the default Aether resources, because the textures haven't changed since beta 1.7.3, which is a long time ago. Yeah, the inside of the Walmart isn't full yet. We're gonna, yeah, McDonald's. We're gonna put a McDonald's there. Anyway, outside the Aether. Leave the Aether. I spent probably too much time looking at this single Walmart. And I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this down or anything. Or if I'm even gonna have that many cuts. Also, this weird cube thing that I put the lottery in was another friend's project. Can't remember what exactly he was trying to do. But there was a partial cube there. And he hasn't played in a long time, so I took it and put a lottery in it. But this here, this train stop, is the Andres cabin. These vines are getting out of control, man. I wish you could snip vines like you could every other vine block. Because normally, like, you can, with like hanging vines or any of the nether vines, you can grab shears and right click them and then they won't grow anymore. Not with regular vines. It's just not a thing. For some reason. I guess Mojang forgot about them. But yeah, this is the cabin of my friend, which makes really cool TikTok and YouTube Shorts edits. If you're into that sort of thing, maybe I'll like put up an image or remember to put in a link or something. Makes cool edits. This is a little farm. I think he's gonna build a barn around this. Wait, hold on. I know there's an underground segment. I think it's right here. Underground segment. See, these crates are great. Like, everybody uses these crates. They're just so nice. They're so intuitive, so useful, and they look so good. And I think the developer recently released an update, or semi-recently released an update, where you can like place them facing up and down now too. Just gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so nice to have them in like the floor and ceiling. And I think they're working on adding crate trims so that you can like connect storage networks without having to spike the TPS with too many crates. I don't know how well optimized they are, but I assume it's pretty much like a chest, you know, like a single slot chest with the data. Because I think you can store basically just the max integer limit of items inside of them, which is super useful. You don't need any upgrades for them, and they're easy to craft. But anyway, now that we've gone through all the areas that are semi-close to spawn, there's one area left. Babylon. And I am not going to cut any part of this rail journey. I'm going to show the whole thing. I'm going to cut. I'm going to try not to, at least. I just want you to know how long this rail is and how long I spent building this rail. Keep in mind, I don't have an iron farm. I don't build iron farms, at least not anymore. I don't like building industrial scale farms. So this is all just for me mining, like manually. I mean, I do have a hammer, at least, so I can strip mine a little quicker. I don't mind that. That's a glitch from Bobby Mod. It's outside the server render distance, so it technically doesn't exist. We have a mod on the server. I'm getting distracted again. We have a mod on the server that creates continent type generation. So there's actually like big oceans and like dedicated continents, just to kind of keep people organically together, you know, without having to make the world too small. I feel like it makes it easier to industrialize an entire area, you know? Kind of make it obvious where borders and stuff are. There's the turn. So we're now about close to halfway through. But yeah. Yeah. Basically, the server render distance is, I think, like 10 chunks, and my render distance is 16 chunks. And thanks to Bobby Mod, which saves chunks and is able to like preload them from another backup single player world with the same seed, I can basically see outside the server render distance. Super useful. Unless you're playing on a modded server that has been through, you know, so many different updates since the release of 1.19. So the world generation is pretty much unpredictable for anything like Bobby. I don't, like, you never know what is actually going to generate somewhere. Even if Bobby knows that we're playing with the Continental Generation mod, it doesn't know that some parts of the server were generated beforehand, some parts of the server were generated on an earlier version of continents, and some parts of the server are actually generated now. So some parts are going to be bugged out. It's nighttime again. Oh. It's going to be a little bit dark by the time we get to Babylon. I think we're almost there, though. Yep, we're seeing the land masses. Seeing some more land slowly come back. In a savanna there. And Babylon is in a desert. So hopefully, yep. Here's the glitch village. Which this village is slightly bugged out. There's basically two villages generated on top of each other. Fucking gurglings. Hold on, let me sleep. So before I get into Babylon. Uh, the story with the village, like way over there, is that originally the village generated normally, and then whenever we recovered the world from the corruption, and I like copied over the chunks and everything, I think I didn't copy the chunk with the village well inside of it, or like the center of the village. So it generated another village on top of it. So it's just kind of, it's just got like weird intersecting paths and everything. We'll see it again when we come back. This is a path that I made from the train stop down to the base. This space, actually, nobody lives here anymore. This. There we go. What was here? 3/6/2023. Okay. There we go. Some rare heads here. Ooh, sand. Forgot husks drop sand. This is a nice little base, though. This is something one of my friends made. And then abandoned eventually. So many heads. Definitely a headhunter. Yeah, it's a very nice base. I think this was made back in the 1.19 version. And then I guess when spawns and player data got kind of reset, he didn't realize that we were on the same world with this base. So he just never came back. Because the rail line here didn't exist yet. Since Babylon is kind of close to the edge of the world, really. Yeah, world cuts off over here. God, that path looks ugly on like a vanilla map renderer. Babylon is like right at the edge of the world. I think once we get back over to this village, I mean, the edge of the world might just be the perfect place to end. Because this is pretty much the last of the world. I want to show this village though in a little bit closer detail. Because it's kind of funky how it generated. And you could tell it's got like newly generated houses too. Because like it's got the Farmer's Delight compost house. And we didn't add Farmer's Delight until the 1.21 version. It's got like this weird floating village segment. It's got the beekeeper. It's got weird floating village area, paths going on top of trees. And I think the original village houses are over here. Oh yeah. I don't remember if these houses were part of the original village or not. No, because they're like floating on the water. We had to steal terracotta from these for the Walmart build. This was before I had a clay farm. Yeah. This was one of those light posts right here. And a path just replaced the blocks. It's funky, man. It's weird. And we got a well there and a well over there. So I'm not entirely sure what happened here or what caused the village to generate over itself. But there was the original village generated in 1.19. And then the new one generated when we recovered the world. So like what is this? What is this meant to be? That's just so weird. I think the village at the end of the world is probably the best place to leave. Best place to leave it, you know? We showed off the whole world. Showed off, you know, most of the world. Most of the places that are important. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on it, keep playing. And it's definitely gonna change quite a bit next year. I definitely intend on adding some mods, removing some mods, reintegrating some mods in a slightly better way, hopefully. As there are some things that are just not so well done that I think I would like to do a little bit better. So, yeah, we'll get to that, and Hey, maybe I'll do another tour at the end of 2026. We'll see. Oh, yeah, and of course, if I manage to get this out by Christmas, then Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. Happy New Year. Hopefully, I can do another one of these tours uh, around the end of next year. Hey, maybe I'll do more videos between then, too. We'll see.